everybody, guess what? I was tagged by a friend of mine out here on YouTube, Lisa. Hi, Lisa. To do, well, a tag. It's, let's get your freak on. So, yeah, I guess, there's like 15 questions you have to answer. And I guess this is like something to where your subscribers or viewers get to know you a little bit better. So I thought I'd do it, especially since she was so kind enough to tag me. I can think of one, actually a couple. My older brother, he calls me Shorty, or Midget. I think it's Midget. Which is no surprise. I'm only 5'1". I haven't grown an inch since I was like 12. And my mom, when I was younger, she used to call me George just because it made me angry. Because that was a boy's name, and I wasn't going to be called a boy's name. But I read like a lot of Curious George books, so she called me George. Actually, at my 16th birthday party, she announced it to everybody there. She's like, do you want to make her mad? Call her George. Well, there was a little boy there. Well, he wasn't little, he was like in junior high. He actually went back to our school and announced it to my English teacher, and he shouted out, okay, George, or something like that to me in the hallway, and I was so mad. My face turned so red. But, yeah, that was not humiliating in the least. Whenever I'm passing my perfume bottles, I straighten them all the time. And I do the same thing with my makeup. I'll pull out the drawers and straighten them, even though they're organized already. And my husband, he sees me do it all the time, but he doesn't say anything about it. It's crazy. It's like, I don't know, a compulsion or something. I just have to re-straighten something that's already straightened. I mean, I'm like that with my cleaning. I'll get one area completely organized, and instead of moving on to the next area, I'll waste time organizing and straightening something that's already organized and straightened. So, I don't know, I guess that could be considered a weird habit. No, I'm not afraid of anything. I think I'm quite invincible. There's nothing that freaks me out. Calm as a cucumber. Life is great. Life is good. Do it when people I don't belt it, but I play it a lot when my husband's around, and I'm not technically always alone because my daughter's always in the same room as me. So, but I really like that E.T. song. Just the girls part. I don't really care for the guys part, the whole cussing and swearing and all that garbage. But I really like Katy Perry's part. I think that's who sings the females part. I like that song. It's like one of my favorite songs right now. And then the other one is, Take Me In to the Holy of Holies. I think it's by Cutlass. I really like that song. It's one of my favorite worship songs for church. Let's see. Guys who walk down the street with their pants hanging, like, off their behind, and you can see their underwear. Thank God they've got underwear on. That's the only thing. But, I mean, really, get a belt. I mean, there's like a used store not far from here where their belts are like 50 cents. Go buy one. It's just, it's disgusting. I mean, how do they really think us girls are attracted to dudes with their pants hanging off their rear end? They look like, do they have like the plumber syndrome or something? I don't know. Maybe that plumber syndrome is a misconception, but it's just disgusting. It looks unintelligent. It looks vulgar. I just, you know, personally, as a girl, and I've talked disgusting, my mind is like going 50 miles an hour. My girlfriends and I have discussed this, and we are all very repulsed when we see guys walking down the street with their pants hanging off their body. But it's even more hilarious to see them actually try to run like that. They run worse than a girl. I think there's some girls that can outrun them when they do that. Done this right now because we don't have one, but whenever we'd have a closet, I don't know what is it about it, but ever since I was real young, I have to have the closet closed before I can go to sleep. I just have to. Like, it's a life or death situation. Boo! Yeah. Boo! Oh. Hi! Uh-huh, yeah! Hi! Thumbelina! Boo! Boo! Like, I'm afraid, like, there's something in the closet that could get me or anything, but I just have to have it closed. Like, I feel like it's out of order or something. I don't know, it's just weird. Since we've gotten married, I sleep on the side of the bed that's furthest away from the door of our room. I don't know, I just feel safer that way. My husband's closer to the door. If there was an intruder or something, my husband would, you know, he'd be able to get to the guy before the guy could. I mean, just, I feel safer on the side of the bed that's furthest away from the door. So right now, I sleep, let's see, we're laying in bed, so I'd be sleeping on the left side of the bed right now. It really doesn't matter to me, just as long as it's the furthest away from the door. You know, honestly, I don't recall having a first stuffed animal. I mean, I don't remember back that far. I remember a tiny little puppy that was blue that was made of cloth. He had like a wobbly kind of head. The whole thing was made of cloth, except he had like these studded eyes or something, but I don't remember him having a name. I do have... I do have a doll from when I was about 4 or 5 or 6. That my Aunt Karen made me. My mom made I think the dress, and it also has a red dress to go with it. And I actually at one point had a nightgown that matched this. But I named her Charlotte after the Laura Ingalls. Like, we read the Little House books, and Laura, she had a doll that she named Charlotte. It was a rag doll. And I told Mom, I'm like, I wish I had a rag doll. She's like, a rag doll. She's like, yeah, you do have one. And so I named her Charlotte. And now my daughter has her. And it's really cool how this doll still looks like new. The only thing that's, you know, that looks old is her hair, because her hair is like all frayed, you know, it's yarn. But other than that, she still looks like new. I took really good care of her, surprisingly. Hate Starbucks. Starbucks is nasty. We had a Starbucks like come here into town. They're not here anymore. I guess they couldn't compete with our local coffee shop, which I go there quite often. Well, not often, but I go there occasionally. But when they first came, word got out that they were giving away a free drink, you know, to open up the restaurant. Well, later we find out that it was only supposed to be for select people, and word got around fast, you know, this being a small town. But, like, a whole bunch of people showed up there. There was a line that went forever. At any rate, I asked for a Frappuccino because I loved the Frappuccinos that you find at the gas station in the glass bottles. They're really good. Well, I got it, and it had chunks of milk in it. It was nasty, and I don't plan on drinking anything from them, except for the, you know, the kind that you find at a gas station in the glass bottles. Those are okay, but actual coffee shop, I don't like it. Now, what I do order from our local coffee shop, I usually in the summertime I request a chocolate ice rage, and that's kind of like it's kind of like a frappuccino with a lot of chocolate in it and a lot of coffee shots, I think. I don't know about preaching beauty stuff, like, I'll do my thing and if you do yours, whatever. I've talked about before, it's not wise to keep makeup in the bathroom. Now, I keep some of my makeup in the bathroom a little bit after I do it, and then later I clear it out and put it back in my cubby back here. But, definitely, if there was a shower in that bathroom, I wouldn't be leaving any makeup in there, so technically I am following that rule, but technically I'm not. But now there's one rule I should be keeping more often, and that's washing my face, you know, all my makeup off before going to bed. Now that's not something I preach, but that's something I should be doing. And if I don't, my skin not only does it break out, but it gets dry and, you know, nasty. But it's awful finding the, you know, this junk all over your face on your pillow, and it's a nightmare to try to get the stains out. But that should be something I'd follow. It depends on what I'm doing in the shower. If I'm washing my hair, yes, I am facing the water. Yes, that is very weird, I know. My father can do both of his ears. And my mother, she can make her tongue touch the tip of her nose. And for the longest, Chris and I, we could never get her to do it. So one day I'm like, prove it. She actually did it. It was crazy. I'm just going to go ahead and say this because this is a girls channel. You know, it's geared more towards women as far as, you know, makeup and body. I mean, if you're a guy and watching this, that's your problem. But, when I am on my monthly, I crave chocolate. That is my comfort food. Sometimes I'll go for the dark chocolate. I love Ferrero Rocher, but they are expensive, so I'll like settle for Reese cups or the Hershey's. I like the Hershey's cookies and cream, but I am a fanatic about chocolate. I love chocolate. Well, whenever I'm having a hard time, like, I get depressed about our situation and stuff like that, you know, living with my parents and, just everything being difficult, I always remind myself, I chose this life, I picked this life, and I guess that's what kind of keeps me going, so, I made my decisions, and I'll just truck along, and I'm not saying that I hate my life, it's just there's certain things that I've been struggling with, so, yeah, and there's some things that I would never, you know, reconsider parts of my life, so I chose this life, I picked this life, I tell myself. Again, this is supposed to be a girls' channel. If it's not cold out, I will wear my bra and I will wear my underwear to bed. And if it's cold out, I have nightgowns, and I actually have robes that kind of match those nightgowns, and I'll wear those. I'll wear pajama bottoms, t-shirts, whatever.